I'm trying to add somebody here. Okay, Jet, I think you should be able to get in then. I just sent you an invite. All right, so Jet got in there, no problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you good.
Okay. Are we going to bring Daryl in too?
Yeah, he should be on his way.
In trouble. Oh, well, we'll just continue here. So he kind of wanted me to bring you on too, and we'll see if I can get him in here. But maybe talk about when everyone kind of finds the sport at a different times, obviously. But when did you kind of find it?
Oh, man, I found it when I was younger, really younger, when I was watching Bruce Lee films, and I liked to fight bullies and stuff like that. So that's when I started, but like, maybe I should get into something, that was going to be good for me mentally, spiritually and stuff. And that's when first time it was in San Bernardino when I went into a karate school. And that's when I get into Taekwondo and stuff. And that's when I start going on from there.
So as you're doing the Taekwondo, I think Daryl's about to get in here, but as you're doing the Taekwondo, how long were you doing that before you kind of discovered mixed martial arts?
Yeah, I was doing that before that, yeah. And then I started seeing how fun it was, because there really wasn't nothing around that at the time besides just boxing. Then K1, we used to just come and go, And then that's when I started watching other avenues of combat, and I seen MMA, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's.
Daryl.
Hey, I'm sideways. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
How's it going?
Be in here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Are we on the air?
So I was kind of talking to Tony about his beginnings and finding mixed martial arts. Daryl, maybe you could talk about that too, how you first came in contact with Tony.
I kind of rescued him from a terrible manager. Okay. And I was looking at this guy, man. This guy got talent out of this world, you know what I mean? And it's all been wasted due to years of this terrible manager just holding him back. And he didn't have, for years. And yeah, this guy is one of the best strikers I've seen. One of the best fighters that I've seen. So now he has the opportunity to show what he have on some of the big shows that's coming up, and we're getting lots and lots of opportunities for him.
And
so,
where have you been having him compete so far?
His last fight was at CES in Massachusetts, which is a wonderful promotion. I love those guys, and yeah, we didn't get to win that time, but the only reason he didn't get to win is because he threw his shoulder out just before the fight, right before the fight, and it was at a point, it was so bad he could have just pulled out the fight, but he wanted to go in anyway. He knew, with the skills that he did have a knockout chance, and that's what we were. But we knew if the guy got a hold to him, that was it. It was over with. Because he didn't have the strength to really get out of it because of his shoulder, and when that did happen. So we took that loss. He didn't get a chance to show what he really can. He did at the beginning of the fight. He did show it. Yeah. But, yeah, that I really don't count that, The guy, he was given that fight.
Is that Marcelo's son there?
Yeah.
What's up,
Junior,
guys?
Marcelo Jr.
Good.
I was at a number of your dad's fights in Hawaii. Your dad's actually been on my show before,
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
He was, he's still keeping a monster.
Yeah, he's a really tough fighter, So I didn't even know that he had a son that was competing until I saw Daryl kind of mention it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have been working on that when I came to America like 7 years ago. I had to work it out with my green card and all that to start my life in here, before we can start fighting and all that. He give me the support so I can come to America before we start that. But my father told me, I give you the guns, just get the bullets and shoot.
But all three of you
Yeah.
guys are in different states, so how does that work as far as you guys working together as a team, so to speak?
Well, Marcelo is from the state, is from the same right now. He's in the same town that I just moved from. So, but I didn't know that. I started off in Florida, so mostly that's where my base have been, and that's where, most people know me from. Um, but then, like I said, my brand started getting bigger, bigger, bigger. I started getting fighters from all over at one point, at this point. And like I said, I ended up meeting Mr. Tony there. Um, Actually, he hit me up and whatever. And then he showed me a lot of stuff that he can do from videos and stuff. And I said, this guy is he definitely they definitely been wasting him. So now it's his time. And Marcelo down here, he during the epidemic and all that type of stuff, he haven't fought in a minute. Trying to get his I guess, is situated. And he just moved from Jersey back to Florida and whatever. But now he's ready, and I'm trying to get him a fight now, which will
I
be
tried to live
probably
in New
February,
Jersey,
March.
but the cold and the weather was killing me. I was getting sick all the time, and I couldn't make like to work and go to training at the gym. And the support of the guys I have here in Florida is better. For me, I got Beta here, Beta Lima, and the Vortex here we go to with Renato Tavares. It's a good team down there here. We
Yeah,
can
but
work it
Renato
out with
always.
the guys. We
I
go
know
to
Renato quite
Miami,
well.
Orlando, but New Jersey was tough to me. It was tough.
Yeah.
Mm.
The cold, not for me. I'm from Northeast. I'm from Brazil. That is hot like crazy. When you are below the coconuts, you can hear them the boil. You
Yeah.
can't take no cold, man.
Now, what did you think you learned from your dad? Like, I don't know if you guys saw his dad fight, but he was kind of a wild man, and
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah.
he had
The most important thing he teach me is to get beat up and don't give a shit. Just walk it off and go again. It always have been like that. He told me everyone can get hurt, everyone can punch, but you can count the people on the fingers who can get beat up and wake up again. Just keep going through. Don't backwards. Just go forward. And we can see from his videos and all his fights. Sometimes we see like seconds before end of the round, or he lost the fight, and he just win. And he get all beat up and walk it off and keep going through.
yeah,
He's tough.
he get
Every time I train with him, I feel even the fencing is like a shot. But he throw punches on me, and most of the time now, because I got the documents, I go all the time in Brazil now for training with them because we got support over there. But his grandmaster died, Pani Cavalcanti, and we're still passing from all this pandemic from over there. We're still they're coming better now in Brazil, but we're still tough. Even for the fighters that's trying to come to America to fight, it's pretty tough with all the shit happening now.
yeah.
But from my father, everything I learned, everything I have been passing through, he make me on that. I know he don't push me in all the stuff like my cousin passed through, but man, he's a monster. Every second, every movement he does, I can't believe the because he's a heavyweight. And when he trained like a lightweight. He jump, he do all kind of stuff. And I tried to do that. And I become how do you say it when you are left hand, right?
Yeah, but
A southpaw?
Yeah, southpaw.
Uh-huh.
I became a southpaw because of watching him fight. So when I start training, I try to train my first left, then the right. So I train a lot to become like him. I'm watching him the fight and watching him moving and train with him. Then I cannot fight anymore on this side. So I get all that from him. He's tough. One time he was
I
in the
never
gym
tried
and
that one before, but it worked.
he came with a big guy for training with us, and he looked at me and say, "Oh, you go." And the guy was like 200 pounds, and he's so scared on my eyes. I said, "What the hell are you scared?" I said, "No, not scared, not scared." I said, No. You don't give a shit. You go up there, get kick your butt, and go back and go do it again. I said, "Oh, okay." And I was so scared inside. And when he said, "Go," I closed my eyes and I punched the guy so strong and hit it on the stomach. And the guy fall down on the knees and I was like, "Oh!" And my father looked at me and said, "Listen, I told you, you see? Get this fucking shit, this scare shit out of your head. You have to be a monster. You have to go. Don't give a damn who's gonna be like that." And he gets his mental very, very tough. I'm still trying to get like that. Sometimes when I get beat up on training or something like that, I feel, "God, man, I can't do it no more." And I'm like, "Oh, no. And the guys, "Oh, no, you have to go." They push me a lot on that. And that's one of the things I like on the fight, the progress. I don't care too much about get beat up and all that. Some guys got a punch in the face. I'm like, "Oh, I got hurt. I got finger in my eyes, this and that." I said, "Nah, that's not for me."
Right.
The camp we came is too crazy. Brazil, I wish I could be half of him on the mind.
does he have you
He,
drink blood and stuff?
can you say again?
The goat's blood? Does he have you drink the goat's blood?
No, I was too young when he was doing all that. I was like 10 years old. They tried one time. They took us on the bus to go to drink deck, and the guy already killed the cow and everything. I was like, "Okay, I passed that."
You dodged that bullet, huh?
Yeah. I passed that.
Because he told me that the cow's blood was like the good source of.
Yeah. That one of the thing I said. He tried to hide me some stuff from some stuff. But my cousin, no. My cousin, he passed a lot. Me, he tried to hide to save me for some parts, but like to protect me.
Now, are the two of you training together, Tony and Marcelo? Have you guys trained together?
No, they haven't even met before.
No, it's the first.
I've been with Marcelo been with me for a while. Tony just joined me this year.
Yeah, all this pandemic crazy stuff is getting everybody separated, and now everybody's coming back. So I hope this year we all can line up and start getting fights soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this year big, man.
Next year,
This year, like I said, it has started off already huge.
We have an expression in Brazil, we call Nutella, when the guy is softy and sweet. So I'm starting getting like that. I cannot be like that. My father's going to kick my butt.
Yep.
Now, Daryl, how long you been managing guys?
Say about 9 or 10 years now. I've been training and managing. It's been about that, yes.
I saw you had like the Juggernaut at one time, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I started him off with all that bare knuckle stuff. Got him off the couch and got him going. Even gave him the idea for it. He was like, "What you, bare knuckle?" But I knew he'd be good at it because his style of fighting. And he went out there and did his thing.
Now, is he from your area or?
He's in Florida. where I'm from. That's how I end up getting him, because I used to run into him at shows, and he was badass if I was fighting, and yeah, we have talked a lot of times. So yeah, I've known him pretty much for a while.
Yeah, it seems like Florida's becoming like the hub for everything.
It is. It is. It's more MMA events than anything there. So yeah, like the MMA capital. But the funny thing is, what I don't understand is this: all the MMA they have there, all the amateur shows. I mean, you put them on and you look up anything, Tapology or whatever. Everything's coming back unsanctioned. Although we're buying, I do a lot of shows out there too. We paying for sanctioning bodies or whatever, and everybody is sanctioned. I mean, Florida don't play when it comes to that. But like I said, for some reason, when they show it on the database, all the fights are non-sanctioned. So I always have problem getting fighters that I have there, that that had a career through the amateur career started there, getting them fights elsewhere. If they're gonna fight, they gotta start in Florida. That's the only way, because you have a lot of states that they real strict on that. If you've been fighting unsanctioned, it do not count. So if you got like 10 wins in Florida, you ain't getting no fight nowhere else but Florida. So I think they ought to do something about that. Being there's so much MMA in Florida.
Now, would you prefer to have all your fighters like based in your area, or because you said
Nah, not really. I mean, I like, well, yes and no. Yes, because I could keep an eye on them. I could teach them what I want to teach them, what I see that they need to learn. It's kind of hard when they, different area. I only get to show them stuff when I see them, doing fights or whatever. But then again, I like to travel too. So it doesn't bother me.
Now, Tony, who are you training with primarily?
Right now, I'm training in multiple gyms. One gym I used to train at was top level kickboxing. That's where I got most of my striking from. And right now, I'm about to go to Hazmat MMA. That's in Charlotte, North Carolina. And there's a wrestling school, and I also have a side taekwondo coach as well to keep my kicks and everything still accurate. I bounce to boxing gyms sometimes to keep my hands sharp, but mostly I like to travel to different gyms to get the different type of work, different type of professionals, just to see where I'm at, And if I'm sometimes I spar, and if I'm just hitting somebody with the same technique over and over and over, and they're not catching on to it, then that's when I'm like, okay, let me go on to somewhere else. Let me go here. Let me learn this. This guy's a better wrestler than me, so let me learn from him. This guy's jiu-jitsu. Here,
Yeah.
So
I wish I could hook you two guys up, man. Cause this guy is serious in his jiu and you and your stand up. Y'all combine that stuff together, man. Both y'all be monsters.
Yeah,
you got your black belt now, right?
Open for everybody. We're stopped by Florida. Come out. You're here in Melbourne. Yeah. Where you guys?
I'm about the same size too.
I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm over here.
North Carolina. It's not too far. I can come by.
Yes, I need to come by.
I can.
Yeah, there you go.
6 hours from here.
Take you a nice little trip, vacation, go down there and train a little bit with it. And he's serious, I'm telling you, with his jits. That's how I got, that video right there that I showed, when I first seen that, I'm like, oh man, this guy is serious.
Yes,
yeah, he can get submission out of anywhere.
Yeah, the guys call me, oh, let's go to Miami. So, okay, let's do it. And we go in the car and just go over there and train and come back. Sometimes we took a day off and just stay there, training, rolling all day.
There's some serious jiu-jitsu players in Miami. Serious.
Yes.
You got Coconut Creek down there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A lot of guys are very tough on jiu-jitsu and especially on wrestling and some boxing too.
Mm-hmm.
Career.
We got to keep going.
What do you
We got to make this year come everything.
What are you kind of looking at for the two of them as far as career progression goes? Is it your responsibility to get them fights, or?
Yes, yeah. Get them fights and get them the right fights. Instead of just throwing them in there with anybody. These guys right here are special. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely trying to be careful with them, as far as make sure they progress the right way, and don't get above themselves. You know what I mean? So keep them at the same level. Keep their opponents at the same level that they are. And although I know, like I said, they could take a step up at any time. You know, Marcelo has been champion before in this country, so he know how it feels to get that. I think one of those fights was on videos I showed you when he won it.
Yeah.
Tony, like I said, his championship right now all over his face. He just got to get it. That's all.
But
so, like I said, two of these guys are two of my best players right here.
as we're coming up on the new year, like how many fights would you want them to have in 2022, for example?
As many. I mean, realistically, maybe every 2 months, every 5 weeks to 2 months. That would be good. Coming up from the beginning, then slow down as you come up. And once you get to a point where you're starting to get raked and whatnot, then you can slow down a little bit. But yeah, right now at the level they at, they want to stay a little bit active, and that would be a good. Every 2 months won't be bad.
And that's kind of what you guys would prefer to fight every couple of months.
I'm trying to get 8 or 9 fights next year. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
What about you, Marcelo?
It's not very good for a professional to stay out the ring for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Just take that else from us. It's tough. It's like every time you go fight for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Tony
So
have
if we can get like 2 months, it'd be great.
Tony have a fight coming up in January as well for Rise FC out of Florida.
Right.
Well, I was gonna get Marcelo on it too, but he wanted to wait till February, so that'd be good. But yeah, he's gonna have one coming up. What's that? January the 22nd, was it?
Yeah, 22nd.
And we're in talks of two bare knuckle. It depends on which one give us the better deal, but both bare knuckle shows are interested in it, and we're gonna do one of them by March.
What do you guys think about bare knuckle overall?
It's like I feel like it's a new growing sport. I feel like it's more of it really tests the people that know how to really use their hands, because
it ain't for everybody. It's not like I'm gonna put like all my guys on bare knuckle or anything.
Yeah.
Marcelo, I'd rather keep him MMA because he jiu-jitsu. He had no reason for him to go to bare knuckle unless he want to, But Jet Jackson up there, I mean, he's a striker and he's a serious one too, and he got this. I think his style would be great for bare knuckle because the movement he have and as fast as he are, I see no one in there with his speed. So, he might come out good.
His dad fought the straight NHB rules, so.
Yeah.
You can get it through us. Like, it's in your blood to fight bare knuckle.
Right.
Yeah, we wait for I think February should be very good for me to fight. I have a son coming up now.
Another one?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I talked to Daryl. I said, Daryl, you take care of the fight, I take care of the training. Whatever we have to go, Japan, China, wherever we have to kick the butt, we go through.
Yes.
There you go.
I think you should go to Hawaii. Your dad already has a name on Oahu,
Yeah, he has big name in Hawaii. He fight with like 4 or 5 guys over there. He win Egan in Norway, and his brother tried to fight him too, but they never work it out. The paperwork get done. My father was trying to protect the Grace family name over there from Helson, and
what had happened?
Tried to get out of that too.
They had Pan Am tournament, right? So there were some problems at the Pan Am tournament. So there was like a riot, yeah, at the Pan Am tournament. This in '97. So TJ Thompson, who was promoting Super Brawl, he kind of took advantage of that. So he kind of made this match, Marcelo versus Egan. And it was sold out. I think, the Blaisdell holds about maybe 8,000 people. It was full. It was the only place to be that night,
You said that was 97?
Yeah. 1997 or 98. I was at that fight.
Yeah, something like that.
Not the one, because I was in the ones in San Diego, the Pan Am.
Yeah.
That's the one you're talking about?
Well, they have Pan Am tournaments. That one was on Oahu in 97.
Okay.
The main event was Egan versus Bruno Ewald, the long man. That's what they call him, the long man. Cool in Kauai. And there was some back and forth between him and Elson, and things got out of hand. Ensign beat up some people there.
Sorry, my grandfather to clean the shit.
But TJ Thompson, he did a good job of taking advantage of what had happened. So he this is Helson Gracie versus Egan Inouye. Marcel Tigre is Helson Gracie.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to see that fight, like everybody. Because on Oahu, the word gets around really easy. And people are kind of interested in fighting already. So, yeah, it was a big deal, even back then.
Yeah.
Me and his dad had a common opponent. Matter of fact, I fought him in the Pan Am games. What's his name? Vernon White?
Yeah, Vernon Tiger White. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his hand shooting my father in the face.
Yeah.
Hey, I won the fight, but he almost broke my ankle for sure. If I wasn't ahead on the cards or whatever, he would have won. Because I was close to tapping out on that one.
It was the most easy fight I got in my life. The guy broke my nose, and I was, come on, let's do it. I want a broken nose too. And my father go on top of him to keep the fight. And I go, no, I cannot fight anymore. So, I'm going to kill you.
I seen it, yeah. That was a fun fight too.
A kickboxer from Hawaii. He trained at your dad's gym. Your dad knew him well, and he's locked up now. But he was in the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Kickboxer.
I know who you're talking about. That guy's he's like that.
Yeah. Axio lived on Oahu, and he trained at Marcelo's gym. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I heard he was legit too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was great. So let's kind of get back to the bare knuckle a little bit, because I talked to Chris Lieben. I used to train with Chris on Oahu a little bit because he lived out there, and he said it was real. Like he felt like from the MMA glove to no glove is like a bigger difference than boxing glove to MMA glove, and it's kind of people still don't. It's almost like the early UFCs, and that people aren't necessarily dialed in on how to train for it.
Right.
What do you do with
There ain't no way to train for it, really. I mean, there's no way to train for it. I mean, you got to put smaller gloves on or whatever, but you don't want to be sparring with your bare knuckle whatever. You got a bare knuckle fight coming up. So, no, you have to use probably MMA sparring gloves, which makes more sense, I would say. So you want your hands to be light, Yeah. So, yeah. I wouldn't suggest sparring on bare knuckle.
It's like even when we wear shin guards, it's like the first time kicking somebody in the head, so it's a huge difference. It's just hearing the bone, the flat of foot hit somebody's face is like the same thing as what you using your fist. So, I mean, it's different ways you can train for it. Like you got to use, like, Daryl said, use smaller gloves and use your headgear and stuff, but like it's really like it's just a fight. You know what I'm saying? It's fight. You won't really feel it because the adrenaline's coming in, but the worst feeling is after the fight. I think you know what I'm talking about. After the fight, the after effects where it's just like you can't do nothing afterwards. But I think it all depends on the fighter. You got to be more.
Sam, when you have the little glove on, that punch will miss in a bare knuckle fight. So,
exactly. That's why it's best to train a lot of defense for that.
Yeah, it's said to train, with the small glove on and have the right distance. But if you don't have the glove on, now you have a problem where you could injure your hands. You know, he said some guys are punching sand, some guys are hitting the back, and you know, it's just everybody's just still trying to figure out what to do, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
The guys tell me they feel safer with it like that for some reason. Because I guess you can't hit with all your might, you know, because you're gonna hurt, you know, fear breaking your hand and stuff. But you will get cut up.
You get hit once or twice, you're gonna be cut up, you know.
Yeah, that's what it does. It cuts you up, but it doesn't do the damage that if you have a glove on and you're hitting with all your might. You can't hit with all your might like that with your hand without doing damage to your hand or whatever. So they feel safer for some reason. Like I said, I haven't done it just in a street fight, baby, but I haven't done that before. But yeah, I mean, and once they do it, they want to do it again. They just get hooked on it for some reason. So,
I think it's viable. You know, there's more. So, yeah, I mean, if someone wanted to do that, I think the fights are there.
Yeah, and the money there too.
Yeah. So it's interesting though. To me, some people are kind of still put off by it. You know.
Yeah, I wasn't a good fan for it at first either. You know, I was even asked. You know, even way before bare knuckle, he was like when Dada had his, you know, doing his thing to do something there, but I just wasn't feeling it at that time, and but when it started becoming legal and whatever, I knew that I had a couple of fighters that it would be good because, you know, name two of them. Well, the Juggernaut for one. He was one of them. And another guy I got named Leo Ply. He's made for it. You know what I mean? And he loved it. And that's all he's been doing since we've, well, he's won kickboxing championship, but he's mostly bare knuckle now. So.
What was he, more like a street guy, or did he have boxing training before that, or what?
He did a little boxing, and he did a lot of MMA. He had a decent record as far as MMA go. But he was that type that always loved to stand up and bang and loved to see his own blood, and you know, everybody knows who he is. And he wouldn't even like to fight. If he didn't come out that fight bloody, you know, it wasn't no good fight for him. So but yeah, then I had Lorenzo Hood too as well. He was doing good in bare knuckle. He was undefeated, and matter of fact, he was doing good. I hope he possibly come back because you know, a lot of people they're missing, and you know, he was. I don't think nobody lasts over a minute and a half. Wasn't a minute? I don't think they last over a minute. So that was, you know, that was one of his callings as well, until they got a UFC contract.
But now that you got like Juggernaut in there, is he saying, okay, I'm going to do this long term. This is what I'm going to do, bare knuckle? Mm-hmm. So
I guess so. He's the champion now, so, you know. Well, here's the thing is, he wasn't doing too well in the MMA part. You know, he was losing fight. Not that he wasn't good, but he was having bad luck there. And he went on a little of a losing streak. And like I said, when that bare knuckle came, I'm like, okay. The way this right here is made for him. Okay? He's more of a boxer anyway, you know. And I suggested the first show he fought on would be YB in Wyoming. And yeah, he did his thing there. You know, he's been doing the thing ever since.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony, you think that might be the way you go ultimately, or?
Honestly, not really. I feel like because I have so many weapons.
Yes.
Like eventually, like next year, I'm gonna get up there. It's just the right choice. I know I'm gonna go back to CES. I'm gonna be fighting the other promotions, and the more like I get back into it in my motion, it's gonna be more and more. My skills are gonna start showing more and more and more and more and more. Where like, cause my style is like, I could say it's like Wonder Boy and a Sonya put together. So like, I like to throw feints. I like to be accurate. I like to throw blitz. I like to bounce. I like to move. I like to really be like a strategic striker where they don't know. They know it's coming, but they don't know what weapon I'm going to use towards them. So I want them to be desperate to take me onto the ground and be desperate for them to like throw something so I can catch them, and then the fight is over. Just simple like that. So it's like, bare knuckle probably make my punches more accurate, where I'm like, okay, I get the feeling, it's the touch, and then set them up with a head kick or a touch, fake the head kick, go to the low, straight to the body. Like, it's just, I'm just a nerd with it, man. I'm just a nerd with
He
it.
got too many tools to keep him distant bare knuckle. You know what I mean?
Jab,
he got some serious kick. He got everything, so bare knuckle is just something we want to try, and I think he can go, because his hands are so fast, I think he can get up there, even win some belts or whatever. But I don't want to exclude the other stuff, MMA and stuff, because, that's what he's built for.
Yeah.
Just like what Marcelo down here. I know he's doing he want to do a lot of grappling matches or whatever, because that's definitely what he's made for. So
Yeah, even jiu-jitsu competition, I don't deal too much because we can punch. We usually, when somebody try to kick us, we try to grab the leg and put it down and kick him in the face or punch him,
Well, they got that
jiu-jitsu
combat
give us
jiu-jitsu.
a fraction of second for save us life. And MMA. So sometimes I go to the jiu-jitsu competition and I put base to fight, and I fake a punch in the face and I go put the guy down and the guy gets scared, but we play the game, so I prefer the MMA.
Yeah.
Prefer the mixed martial arts, and it's more what I have been training for my whole life, and what I have been learned, and I don't have a good strat on the legs for kick on the heads, so I've always tried low kicks and middle and grappling and see how goes the fights. Sometimes we get guys here for training for sparring. They are very good on hands, and but when we put them on the floor, they're like losing it. Yeah. So, and there's some guys that's very good on the floor that even me, I can't compete with them. And then what we make them forget the jiu-jitsu is hands.
Oh, yeah.
You're right about that.
It's beautiful. I learned a lot.
It's very difficult to make one person perfect, like top and bottom. They always have like something more strong than the other. My side is jiu-jitsu, and this guy is probably stand up. Then I'm gonna gotta get there to check it out and get some punches in the face.
That's what I love about mixed martial arts.
And show him some tropes.
Yeah.
Right.
So much variety in mixed martial arts. What makes me learn to be a nerd of it. Like, I know my grappling is coming along very well, and my ultimate goal is like my last goal is like to get a submission on somebody that is not even my thing. So everybody's like, oh, he's starting to grappling. Now it's going to throw everybody off about that. Even though I'm not going to go for the submission, but when I get it, it's like, yeah. And then I'm going to look at you like, remember that? You got me in and I got it? Yeah, I told you I was going to get on this guy. Where's my money? Like, I was saying, where's my money?
Shit, you almost got submission in that last fight.
I did, yeah.
He was second from submitting. I mean, his hand was in place, but his shoulder was messed up, so he couldn't really put on the pressure he wanted. It just started hurting. I guess, the guy felt it then. Yeah, he said it in the interview. He felt him loosening up. He loosened up because of that shoulder. And if it wasn't for that guy, he was right in the position to tap. So, yeah, that was a bummer.
So when do you guys think like your next fight's gonna be?
Mine's probably in January. And then
he said for one in January. It's not in writing yet, so we're gonna say it's been talked on. But they just haven't sent us a contract yet. And yes, both BYB and BKFC has expressed interest in it.
And what about Marcelo?
Excuse me?
February? Marcelo?
Marcelo, we still trying to decide. I'm trying to get him on the January, so I got to see what's next. Once I get something for the next offer for 55, which I get offered every day for fights. So yeah, he's next with the next 55 offer that I get. And with him, I don't worry too much because I mean he has a lot of fights. When he came over here, he was like undefeated 10-0. So I don't worry
Yeah,
about
we
him.
didn't have any opportunity to get a fight here. It was tough, and they didn't accept my record from Brazil,
Right,
and they say I didn't have any record, so I have to start an amateur. So they
right,
call it for go for amateur. So I say, okay, let's do an amateur every week. I kill somebody in there. We go to fight.
right.
So they didn't accept us to fight an amateur because they say we're pro. So if we were pro, he was
So
a
he
pro
can
fighter.
win for lose, so that way I had to make it right.
Well, yeah, they gave us the opportunity to do my first fight here in America. We got a short notarized, and I get a very, very difficult to lose the weight because I was alone by in New Jersey. I didn't have my team. My father was in Brazil. He couldn't
He
come to
was desperate to
America.
fight at that time, yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Daryl. Said Daryl, just take it. They're gonna see how I do it, and they give us some opportunity from there.
Mhm.
And now I come back to Florida. I got team back up. I got my green card. I can go to Brazil, trainee, come back here like a fire.
Yeah,
And then
That's a
waiting
good
for
thing right there,
you
though.
have an event there?
Yeah.
Does your dad have his own event there?
huh?
Does your dad have his own event there in Brazil?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
owns a
he does.
promoter.
He does now. Yeah, now he does. He's doing some MMA events there, and try to do some how you call it, to support the people on the street. He do some events for free, like all the money coming from the event, they send to the
Charity.
people who,
Yeah.
yeah, who need the help and all that.
Isn't he
And
trying to get into politics or something, run for office in Brazil?
yeah, he tried on 2010 and 2014, and then he said, "Oh, you know what? Let's just help the people."
They wouldn't let him.
Yeah, he have a very particular stuff with Hungary. He passed through bad stuff, and he was young, and he told me some stories like he was have a girlfriend. He jumped in the house, and she throw some mangoes and some stuff for him for he can eat. And there's a dog there. He didn't know the dog, and the dog was trying to get the food, and he was fighting with the dog to get the food. And that's why he never stopped the benefits for the people on the street. So for today, he just teach, do that, and trying to get in the politician.
Yeah, it's him.
He's doing well in Brazil.
You know, I had never really met him on a while. I've been to his fights. I was at his fight with Vernon White, Egan Inouye. Yeah, I think almost all his fights on Oahu, I was there. You know, but I had never met him. Like,
You gotta come up for us now.
yeah. I'm in Oklahoma, so I'm a little ways from Florida, but they do have some fights here. Maybe you guys could look into. But they're kind of, the guy Dale Apollo Cook. He was a real popular American kickboxer. Maybe back in the
Yeah, I know him well.
yeah, he runs an event
Yeah,
here.
I just talked to him not too long ago. Yeah,
Yeah, he runs an
he
event.
came from the days when I was kickboxing.
Yeah, so he has kind of a high. He has a MMA and kickboxing.
Actually, before me. Yeah, I was looking at him before I got into it. Really, he was, he was pretty good.
He was a good kickboxer, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has an event that he does at some of the local casinos here, pretty often.
Yeah, I spoke to him on that. He had reached out to me for fighters at one point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's still, I guess he's doing that every once in a while.
Yeah, he does. He does it here in Tulsa. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Florida, I mean, there's just so much stuff. Probably don't even need to leave Florida.
No, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of competition too.
Well,
It is crazy over there. I mean, you got guys, and everybody hate each other, you know? So it does. You got these promoters, they all going at it with
oh
each
yeah,
other, and it's
that's
crazy.
normal. That's normal though.
Yeah, it is, because I used to fight with all of them when I had my gym out that way. So,
Because in
but
Hawaii they have the rivalries too. I mean, that's just kind of how
yeah,
it was.
rivalry does good. It's good. It's good for the sport. It's good for careers too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I wasn't getting all these fights with these guys and rivaling with these gyms, I wouldn't have been doing what I'm doing now. You know. That's why I said the first year or two I got to Florida and was training, I was had fighters out, winning championships. I won that trainer of the year quick, doing that. And yeah, I mean, I felt good about that. Did I feel that I deserved it? I don't know, because there was a lot of guys there that have been there longer than me and training a lot. But I know that I got my guys out there quick and winning championships, and they still, doing good as today. So, yeah, I think I deserved it. So, yeah.
Well, I mean,
And what do we call it? Dean Thomas had a gym we used to, fight with all the time over in Fort St. Lucie.
I've
So,
known, like Dean came to Hawaii and fought, and also I lived in Japan for a few years. He fought in Japan also. Yeah,
yeah, I know Dean well, very well.
yeah, he's one of the old school guys. But I'd love to bring you
Yeah.
guys individually and just do like some individual interviews.
Yes.
I'd really like that
Okay, cool.
when you guys have an opportunity, like Tony and Marcelo and you, just do like an interview. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me know when.
Yeah, I'll reach out.
Yep.
But it was great
Yeah.
talking to you guys today about this stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna reach out to all three of you and see if we can do like individual.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I got a lot of other fighters. It's not even half, not even close. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I keep sending them to you, and especially the ones that got fights coming up with in the big shows or whatever. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, that'd be great.
And I appreciate you guys taking the time out to do this one.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Oh, no problem, man.
Yeah, I'll,
Not to be late, I
Anytime.
was trying to figure out which button here to touch, and I just saw here Instagram something to click on. I was waiting here.
yeah, we'll have to learn it.
I gotta learn this thing.
But it's good. It's good for career and getting the word out and stuff. I think it's good to use it.
Yeah, it's good to promote us and give us some opportunities, open some doors.
Yeah.
What you guys do for us, for we can get fights and grow up and meet some people we need to, so we can get some good promoters for
Oh, yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Daryl always
And these
keep
two
us
guys right here, once
the
they're in the
fights,
UFC,
so-
you can look back and say, hey, I had those guys.
Yeah.
But no, I've seen, I did some research. You've been interviewing some pretty good guys,
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
do a lot of old school stuff just because I'm older. That I was,
Yeah.
a lot of the guys, the community, as you know, it was a lot smaller back then. Like everybody knew everybody. So a
Yeah.
lot of people I knew from Hawaii or Japan, everyone wanted to come to Japan at that time. 2002 to 2005 was kind of when the pride was.
I
really,
did.
And I think,
I used to train with Shoni Carter. That was
Yes.
my training partner. And he used to make trips to Japan all the time before he went to UFC. I remember we was over in the Pan Am games, and this guy, man, he had the Pan Am game with that on a Saturday. He had a fight in Japan on a Thursday. He was there to fight the Pan Am game. So a couple of days later, it was crazy. That guy, you look at his record, and he say he had over 100 fights. That's not true. He got way more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's just a lot of it is not recorded.
right. There
But
were guys, like almost every day. He was one of them. You had Travis Fulton. You had Shannon Ray, yeah, Vernon White, you know, a lot of guys,
yeah.
you know, twice a week. Yeah.
Yeah. My father told me some story about in
Twice a
Hawaii.
week, and that ain't
Sometimes they bring the guys to the gym
big.
to fight, you know, paying cash, and just have to beat up, and that's it. That doesn't count, you know. The guy come to the gym and say, "Hey, I got this guy here to fight with you. I give you 10,000." Okay, get the guy here.
Shit, yeah.
That happens in Brazil, but not for money, just for fun.
I like
Exactly.
Well, we'll get together and do some more stuff. You know, it's great talking to you guys today. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, let's get together and do some more interviews.
Yes, sir.
For
Thank you.
sure, for sure.
Take care.
Thank you guys for the
Take care,
opportunity.
everybody. One thing I want to say, I'm that manager. I'm always looking for talent. You guys could hit me up on Facebook, Daryl Hatchett, or here on Instagram, MMA Fight Club FL, Florida. Yeah, we do a lot of big things. You see two of my good fighters right here. We mostly on all the big shows, so you know you have a good opportunity and you'll be in good hands. Hit me up.
And Tony and Marcelo, like Tony, where can people follow you if they want to?
Oh, anybody can follow me at Jet_Jackson 5750, and Facebook is Tony Jackson. You'll see me. You see all my highlights, my past, and right now you're going to see my future.
And Marcelo?
I got my Instagram, Marcelo Tiger Jr., and my Facebook, Marcelo Tiger Jr. too. We're gonna keep more posted now at the gym too, so you guys can follow up with us and see some crazy stuff happen up there.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, like I
And
said,
I'm
y'all.
coming up to
Well, both of
Georgia
y'all
to
really
help you
good,
out.
so y'all can talk.
To
So,
help me
yeah.
out with the hand, and I show you some tricks.
Yes,
For
please.
the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Hey, y'all the best at what y'all do. Seriously. Y'all can definitely show each other shit. So, yeah. That'd be cool to get together.
Yes. Wait it.
I appreciate you guys taking the time out, and we'll definitely do some more, you know, soon.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Peace out.
Take care.
Take care.